Every generation in the wrestling locker room has a group of people who you can tell is going to lead the locker room into the next generation of wrestling and who will be the next generation of wrestling. And I think everybody has their opinion on who that next generation will be. I'm going to tell you who I think it is. But before we get to that, hit the intro. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the WrestleSpot YouTube channel. I am Darian, and today we're going to be talking about the next generation of WWE from the men's division, the women's division, and the tag team division. Talk about who I like, and really just talk about who I personally think carry this company into the future. So to do that, I kind of want to talk about the superstars on the roster that are currently either 30 or under, and that's nothing against the ones that are over 30, because I really anticipate someone like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Damian Priest to still be wrestling by the time these guys are getting to the main event picture or a very prominent role on the roster. Before we talk about some of the guys that haven't really got there yet, let's talk about who is currently under 30 and then has made an impact on the main roster. Alright, so one person who is actually currently 30 years old is Solo Sikoa. I do think down the line he's going to have a crazy monster main event run as a big heel. I think eventually he's going to have something with Roman, storyline with him and Seth. I think he's going to be a big money player down the line. I think currently the only thing holding him back, for some people, not me personally, is they don't really give him much mic time, but I think that's what makes him cool. He doesn't really need mic time. I think a really cool thing to do would probably be have Roman kind of give Solo Sikoa Paul Heyman, so Paul Heyman can kind of take care of that mic for him. Paul Heyman can make Solo sound even more of a monster than he already is. So I think Solo Sikoa is going to have a very successful career in the WWE. That is just a matter of time waiting to see what happens with him. Storyline is like finish, then we'll really get a feel of what he can do in the WWE, but I'm very hopeful he'll do something great. Another guy on the main roster who is under 30 and has made a name for himself is Austin Theory. Now, people have been very critical of Austin Theory since his time on the main roster. I think he still has plenty of time to reach his full potential, because I think that potential is very high. I'm interested to see what a face run would look like. His goofy character from NXT when he was in the way with Johnny Gargano was really entertaining, and so I'm interested to see how he could possibly move that to the main roster down the line. I'm not too much of a fan of his heel character. I'm not very entertained by it. In the beginning, when he was with Vince McMahon, he was actually coming off like a guy you didn't want to cheer. His heel character now, personally, it's like I don't want to cheer him. I don't want to boo him. He's just there for me. I definitely think it's there because he genuinely made me want to boo him before. I think regardless, Austin Theory is going to have a great career in WWE. Now, a woman who feels like the woman on the roster is Rhea Ripley, and she is 26 years old, and she's currently the women's world champion. What she's been able to do since joining the Judgment Day, she feels like the leader of the group, put on a great match with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania Night 1. Her reign since then hasn't been the greatest, to be honest with you, but I still won't take anything away from her as a superstar, because as a superstar, her character work has been great. Stuff her and Dominic are doing with the Judgment Day is really good TV. She feels like a threat to not just the women on the roster, but literally anyone on the roster. Very interested to see where her career goes down the line. Now, for someone who's been closely associated with Rhea Ripley throughout this career is Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is 29 years old, so she has plenty of time left in the WWE, plenty of time left in wrestling. She's someone that the fans could really get with. Safe to say she has a large following, and she has been suffering some injuries lately. Hope she recovers soon, but also excited to see what she does. So a couple moments ago, I talked about Rhea Ripley. Now this person is very closely associated to her on the roster. It's Dominic Mysterio. Now Dominic Mysterio, you can make the argument that he is the best heel in the wrestling business, not just in WWE right now. Whenever he touches a mic, they don't even let him get a word out. He currently is the NXT North American champion. His character is very good. It's a little goofy, but it's kind of supposed to be for him because he's supposed to be a fake tough guy while he's also trying to be serious, but no one's taking him seriously. So that is a good thing. That is a good character to have. A character like that you can do many things with. So Dominic's future is for sure bright in the WWE. Now, last but not least, someone I kind of want to talk about on the main roster that is under 30 is 29 years old, and that is the Nigerian giant Omos. Now, say what you will about Omos, but he is billed as a spectacle, kind of something to, like, if you're flipping through the channels, you see that, you're like, oh, let me stop and see what Omos is about. Because from a wrestling standpoint, I know he's not the best in ring, but he's definitely improved. He's funny with his trash talk. I think he's improved a lot since he's first got on the main roster. To be honest, I don't ever think he's gonna be like a world champion or a singles champion. I think he's just gonna be a guy, if you need like a spectacle, if you want to go run a show somewhere, 7 foot something, and like another giant, they're probably gonna throw him right next to Omos, match or something. But yeah, I think Omos is gonna be a great spectacle, and I'm entertained by him. I know a lot of people aren't, but maybe that's just me. Alright, so I'm sure I'm probably missing someone from the main roster that's 30 or under. Y'all let me know if I am, but let's get to some people from NXT. Right here, I think it's kind of obvious. I got to start with Carmelo Hayes, and there's not really much I could say. Carmelo Hayes is, not to quote him, but he is him. Carmelo Hayes has a bright future. Him and Trick Williams are a fun duo, and I hope they never break up. I hope Trick is like always Carmelo's manager. That'd be a very fun duo on the main roster one day. I kind of hope they don't put him on the main roster for a while, because I kind of want them to stretch out this Carmelo Hayes NXT championship run for as long as they can, because he deserves to be a world champion for a long period of time. Now, another name that's been closely attached to Carmelo Hayes is Bron Breakker. His character, his face character, got stale for some people. I wasn't too into that character myself. However, I think this heel character is fresh, and I think he's a better heel than a face. But the thing is, he's 25. He has so much more time to improve, and he's not even bad right now. So he has a lot of time to improve. I'm excited to see what he does. And Bron Breakker is definitely gonna be a main event player down the line. Now, some of the women in NXT: Roxanne Perez, very young, very bright future. She's already won the NXT Women's Championship, so she's kind of like ahead of her. She's supposed to be already, and she absolutely deserves it because she's really putting the work and is a very good face, and I'm excited to see what they do with her down the line. The theme I'm noticing within this video is whoever I name kind of has someone closely attached to him who's also under 30. That doesn't change for Roxanne Perez because Cora Jade is someone that can really make an impact with their character work. I think she's a good heel in NXT. Her storyline with Roxanne Perez was really fun, and I think they're kind of going to be attached to each other when they both eventually make their jump to the main roster. I think that's a story that you can kind of run with if you have nothing for either. But another woman who's going to do good is the current NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. She has a great moonsault. Her character, the foil, is pretty cool. It's something we haven't seen in a while. It's nice when they bring back a character that you haven't seen too much of in a while. She'll do good things on the main roster. Some more NXT wrestlers that I just thought of that are under 30 is Wesley. I love Wesley. I loved his American Championship reign. It did just come to an end from Dominic Mysterio. However, I think he's going to get it back, and even if he doesn't, I think this is good for him. He's working with one of the biggest heels in the business, and people like Wesley. I like Wesley. I think that likability will definitely transfer over to the main roster one day, and I'm excited to see what they do with him. As far as some tag teams that are currently under 30 that I think can make some noise, two right off the bat pop into my brain. That is one, the Creed brothers. I can't wait to see them in a match with the Usos, the New Day. Actually, they might have fought the New Day when the New Day came down to NXT, but nonetheless, I can't wait to see them fight Alpha Academy, Imperium, Judgment Day. The Creed brothers, their ceiling is very high. Maybe put them something with Chad Gable like Alpha Academy. I think that would work for them. But however, I do want to see them go on their own for a while. Another tag team that is kind of old school with how they portray their characters and how they work in the ring is Pretty Deadly, and I think it works for them. They're really good. I expect them to be around for the long haul to get a few tag team title reigns down on their resume. Now, that is all the people in WWE, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, or NXT that I could think of that are currently under 30 and have a very high ceiling down the line. I know there's probably more I forgot, so let me know. Make sure to let me know in the comments. Some people outside of WWE that I want to see in WWE one day, like Hook, Wardlow, Speedball Mike Bailey from Impact. Those are just some off the top of my head, but let me know who I'm forgetting there too, because I'm probably forgetting a lot. Make sure in the comments answer the question, who is the next face of WWE? If you enjoyed this video, I definitely do appreciate you watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you get notified anytime I drop a video. Expect some videos because I'm going to Great American Bash next week, going to SummerSlam in a few weeks. And of course, if you want to go to an event yourself, again, use that code WrestleSpot, save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. And I'm out of here. Make sure to be safe and enjoy wrestling. Peace.